What we actually know. We know our story starts 200 years into humanity's future, and in this future we know there are 9 main factions with a possibility for more to be found. In this video I will take a dive into each faction and all the things we know so far. To start us off, we will take a look at the Crimson Fleet. Many of us see the Crimson Fleet as space-like pirates. This is portrayed through the official armour of the Crimson Fleet and the different variants we have seen. Each Crimson Fleet ship has a captain and a crew that follows. Bethesda have also touched on each Crimson Fleet crew following the same code. We know that the Crimson Fleet is a joinable faction, and it is even possible to join the faction as a spy. You could then report back to another faction like an undercover space cop. At this point in time, we do not know which faction we would be able to report back to. However, it is highly likely that we will know in the near future, with the release only being a few months away. Next up we have the United Colonies. We know that the United Colonies is based in New Atlantis on the planet Jemison. When taking a look at the city, we can see the United Colonies acts as a wealthy and formal group. Their city is full of bright buildings and towering skyscrapers, yet we can regularly see armed guards patrolling. So is their base of operations really that peaceful? We also know some of the enemies of the United Colonies. We definitely have the Crimson Fleet, and the Freestar Collective may be a sore point for the United Colonies due to their friction in the colony wars. The United Colonies is once again a joinable faction, and you will be able to join through completing a mission based on taking down members of the Crimson Fleet. We don't know too much else about the United Colonies, but if I were to guess, they act as a sort of regulation / lawmaking type group, much like Skyrim's Imperial Legion. This leads us on to the Freestar Collective. The Freestar Collective act as an opposite to the United Colonies, making it easy to guess why they had their colony war. The Freestar Collective are more of a rebel group and strongly believe in the preserving of personal freedoms of their citizens. The Freestar Collective capital was founded in 2167, a similar period to the United Colonies. This suggests they could be a breakaway group. The Freestar Collective is the second largest faction in Starfield, second to the United Colonies. We are not yet sure who the enemies of the Freestar Collective are, but judging by the colony war, it would be a good assumption to assume the United Colonies. Next up, we have the Ecliptic Mercenaries. We don't actually know anything definitive about the Ecliptic Mercenaries, however from their armour we can see they look pretty cool. If I were to guess the role of this faction, I would say they act as guns for hire and potential NPC bodyguard. They may also appear in tougher combat zones. Whatever it may be, I am super excited to see what this faction brings to the game. Now we have the Violent Spacers. I tried to find out about the Violent Spacers, however nothing definitive is out there when it comes to this faction, much like the Ecliptic Mercenaries. Many people believe that the Violent Spacers could be raiders / bandits of the game, but there is nothing pointing that way as we speak. I'll try to keep updated with this faction, and if any updates arrive, I'll leave them in the comment. That brings us to the House of Varun. There is absolutely nothing once again for this faction, however many people speculate that they could be some kind of crazy cult worshipping the so-called Varun. I'll leave this in the comments as well if there are any other updates. Now we have the Constellation. Todd Howard described the group as NASA meets Indiana Jones meets League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. We know the group acts as space explorers, but there is not much else out there as we speak. Unlike the other factions, the Constellation is joined by default and lies as the basis of the main Starfield missions. Their headquarters lies in New Atlantis, much like the United Colonies. They appear to be a small group of people fixated on figuring out the secrets of life and space. I personally don't believe the Constellation will have any political ties or preferences, but that once again is just me speculating. I may butcher this name, but next up we have the Ryujin Industries. This faction has a fairly big presence in the city of Neon, which was originally constructed by the Xenofresh Corporation for a fishing platform. This group has been mentioned in a few trailers, yet we do not know the goals or intentions. Their motto is, "Our product, your life, one dream." This is yet another mega corporation that is running in the settled system, but little knowledge to accompany them. You can join this faction, and I'm sure it'll have a close relationship with our next faction, the Xenofresh Corporation. You can also join the Xenofresh Corporation, yet we do not yet know how. We also don't know who their enemies are, but in a close radius of the Ryujin Industries, I could speculate that they will be fighting for territory and production rights. I think that brings us to the end of the video. I hope you all enjoyed my second video, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe.